Hello everyone, welcome to yet another interesting and great episode of the show. This is Time the Note with Emeka the Romantic Muchiga, where couples come and share their beautiful love stories and get to inspire you out there. You who's looking to fall in love, you who has given up on love. I get to host couples to come and talk to us and tell us how their journey has been, how the journey is going, and what lessons they have learned and what lessons they are learning. Thank you so much for always subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, viewing, sharing, liking, commenting, and all that stuff. Thank you so much, and we are gradually growing. I'm really grateful that we are growing by the day. Today, the show is quite different. I'm hosting a couple who got married this year, but they've been together for quite a while. But today's show is about for better, for worse. When people say during their vows, when they say for better, for worse, it's not a joke. When they say for better, for worse, you stick with your partner during the good times and during the bad times. And today's couple is the real definition of for better, for worse. Joining me today is Mr. and Mrs. Atukunda. They're going to be sharing with us their story, quite a very emotional story. And after this, who is out there and you're watching, maybe you can help. Introducing Mr. and Mrs. Atukunda. Thank you so much for coming.
You are welcome.
All right, thank you so much for coming.
For hosting us. So much welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome.
I'm so glad that you have something might follow. You have allowed to host us.
Yeah, I'm also grateful that you accepted to come. You're allowed to come. We'd like to know how is life going on?
Life is quite tough. A bit tough.
What's making it tough?
But again, interesting. Full of lessons. It's been so well from the beginning. It has been a good journey.
Yeah.
Because I married my good friend. So we actually so happy that even when we face the bad times,
yeah,
we face them together. She always tells me we are the best team. So you know what a team does. We play together all through.
Yes.
When it's tough, when it's easy, we are always together. I'm so glad that I have her by my side all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the viewers out there would like to know, Mr. Atukunda, what's really going on in your life?
Right now, what's going on in my life, I am kind of struggling with kidney disease.
Okay.
I was diagnosed with kidney disease in March.
Oh, sorry.
March this year. End stage, which is also termed as renal failure. So by the time of the diagnosis, my kidneys were working at 2%. And yet for a normal person, they should be working at 100%.
At 100%.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, at my age, I am 32.
Yeah.
The doctors say they reduce functionality as we get older.
As we get older.
So maybe it shouldn't be 100, but again, shouldn't be 2.
2.
Yeah. So the kidney disease has really put me down for a long time now, because you can imagine since March.
Yeah.
Now we are in July. Those are about 4 months of inactivity. I'm just bedridden almost all the time. I have to go for dialysis. I'm on dialysis at Malago Hospital. I have to go for dialysis twice a week.
Yeah.
I was actually there yesterday. And dialysis is not a desirable experience for anyone, everyone actually. It is really so draining emotionally, financially,
physically,
socially, physically, everything. But most especially emotionally.
Yeah.
Because it really needs you to be in a very good state of faith to carry through as a dialysis patient.
All right. So we would like to know, how did the both of you meet? Which year was that? Where was that?
The story of how we met is always quite interesting. I was working with 2018. Yeah, 2018. I was working with a company in Luzira. So she was brought in as a trainee. This group of companies was starting another company, so they were training marketeers for the new company. And she was brought in. She was amazing. She was beautiful. I was like,
so you're saying, she was beautiful, and she said as usual.
So, of course, you know how in a new environment, when a beautiful chick comes in, she's being chased around, what, this and that. And I was like, I will take my time. I will let the dust settle down.
Then you get to shoot your shot.
Take my shot. So 2018. So we weren't really friends because, of course, like I told you, she was beautiful. In a certain way, I was also thinking she's not in my class. She's up there. And then here comes end of year party, December. So we, of course, you know how a party has light moments. Everyone is loose, not, even the toughest manager is light in that moment. So I meet her and I ask her for a dance. She accepted, but the dance lasted maybe 10 seconds.
So she accepted to dance with you for only 10 seconds.
It must have been like 10 seconds or less.
Yeah.
But I appreciated it. I was like, now that's at least now she knows me. So I get her number through a friend and texted her. But man, to get another high would take 3 days. She was playing hard to get.
Ladies are always like that.
Yeah, but eventually we became friends. But like serious dating, we started in 2019, like February. That is like 3 or 4 months later.
Wow. So for 3 or 4 months, she was just
dodging my text messages. Yeah.
So Jalia, during that time, why were you playing hard to get?
I don't remember playing hard to get.
He has said you were playing hard to get.
That's what he always says, but I don't remember. But like he has said, I think he met me in my girl era. I was always with my girls. We always had plot here, so the girls occupied most of my time, which I also enjoyed. That now he has me for the rest of my life, so why not be with my girls? But also, the first time I saw him, I didn't see like, oh, a husband.
Wait, what did you see when you first saw him?
I was like, oh, this dude. But he was good looking. And again, I had people warn me about him.
Which people? People at what?
Yeah.
That what?
I was like, that guy.
As a player?
I don't know, but people were like, oh, that guy. What? I was like, okay. They actually even warned me about him. So really. So I was just in my girl era.
Yeah.
Of course, I would delay to reply because maybe by the time he sent me a text, he's really an introvert.
Yes.
So you imagine by the time he sent me maybe a hi, I'm out with the girls, vibing here and there, going to this bar, enjoying this. So by the time I remember to answer, it's like a few hours later, and then he was calling it playing hard to get. But later on, we became friends. He's a very good joker, so I started finding interest. I was like, oh, he's funny.
I'm like, if you're a guy, you're out there and you're not funny. Hey, find a way, because yeah.
But that's it. It wasn't like intention. I'm playing hard to get. Every time he says this, I'm like, was I really? But then I think I was just in my girl era where it was my girls, my job, girls, job, girls, job. Yeah.
So, when did you start dating?
I should say February 2019.
Yeah.
Now there is a time. Now this time she had started, replying in time. So her friend, they had a birthday for her friend.
Oh, yeah.
So I
I'm
had just
glad you
gotten back
remember
from
that.
I had just gotten back from work, and then of course I'm there chilling at home. That's why I text her like, "Hi, what's up? How was the day?" She tells me we are in a birthday party. But now again I discover later, later,
yeah,
that it wasn't her who was texting me back. It
was her friend. So what was your friend?
She gave her the phone. This guy is texting me again.
Why try to read him?
No. Hey, really?
So now they invite the friend invites me. Can you please come over? So I'm like, I have to go, of course. I dress up, chap, I go, I find them. So of course when I reached there, I don't remember if it was like Saturday week. I don't remember.
You spent.
I spent some money there. So when time reached for going back home, I ordered Uber. We came. So I said, we have to first drop you and make sure you're safe. Took her to place, then I returned with the Uber guy. And then she tells me later that day she saw a gentleman in me.
Wow.
So, after you paying the Uber?
Of course, and buying some drinks.
So that was like that was like the first time we were like catching up like seriously, because there are times we were chatting on WhatsApp and nothing really serious actually. And then from that day we kind of became a thing, became inevitable, texting each other all the time through the night. Yeah.
Wow. So that's when you started dating. All right. So, Jalia, how did you feel when he threw the word and said that, I want you to be...
Did he?
Did I?
No, I don't remember the exact moment that, and honestly, I don't remember the exact moment that he said, "Oh, I love you. Oh, will you be my girl?" I only remember when he said, "Will you?"
Oh, the time he proposed. Yes. Oh, the time. So during that time.
So but now I don't know how we got
into the dating.
Into the love. Yeah, into the. I don't honestly remember. Even when I'm having a conversation with my girlfriends, like she said, my friend Doreen was the one texting because she's a vibe girl. So we are going on this birthday. It was live band, and it's like, oh, let's call more people so that we have fun. And then he was saying, I'm like, okay, you first talk to this guy. Like I was doing something, and then she had my phone, and then he was like, "This is that guy. This one should come." Wow. So when we reached the party, of course it was light. We had fun and all that. And then I like I said, I was like, "Oh, he's good. He's nice." And remember, Doreen had seen him, so she constantly asked about him. How is he? How is he doing? How is this? How's this? I'm like, like she was like that now, pushing. But it's beautiful. I don't remember when he said, "Will you be my girlfriend?" or "I love you." It was just gradual.
You grew in it.
Just that feeling, like yes, like I can't live without him. How is he doing? And then you start catching feelings. Oh, he has not even called me. Me the one who was dodging that texting back, and it's now me throwing tantrums that how can you? I remember calling him and are you breathing? He's like, yeah, but you haven't talked to me.
How do you tell that to me?
I know people are always saying, but mine is different.
Oh,
this is another breed.
That's 2019 when you guys started dating.
Yeah.
And
yes.
when did you decide to be together for life? When did he propose?
When did he propose?
He proposed in 2021, but I think that already we had already made
to
that
stay
decision.
together. When did you make that decision?
To stay together? I think at the end of 2020.
During COVID.
Yes, 2020. Yeah, that light lockdown. Because again, we were dating, but we had a lot of quarrels. We would argue,
fight,
Fight.
not really fight, but just. And then one time, you know that thing of I am done with this guy. Let me go do my things. But then remember, we were working for sister companies, so a lot of time we would collide, clash, and then he sees you, and then he sends you a message. Oh, you've lost weight. I'm like, are you doing well? And also that feeling of when you see something nice, and then you're like, oh, I wish Ian was here. I would laugh about this or do this. So this time, he lost his dad. So I went to time to go to Ntungamoto, to be there for him. And there are just a lot of people. So I was tired. The journey was long. I woke up at 4. My God, your village. Anyway, our village now. So I was like seated somewhere, and then he touched me here. Oh. I was like, but then I saw him sad. Now because I had to come back, I had work to do.
Yeah.
But my thoughts were there. I constantly asked myself.
That was during the time you had broken up.
Yes. So my thoughts were there. I constantly asked myself, how is he doing? How is, And then when he came back, we had to sit and I roll out all. This is what you do. This is what I don't want. This is this. This is this. This is this.
Yeah.
Once we got that and put it in the bucket, we're like, okay, we are now good to go. We also realized we fight, maybe we argue a lot because we are not in the same space.
Yes.
So you're constantly asking, what is he doing? What is it? Why is this? So we decided to move in together. We went, saw mommy. Mommy gave approval. My parents gave approval. His parents gave approval. We moved in, and we've never argued again.
Are you serious? When did you move in? 2020?
Yeah, 2021.
2021.
Yes.
Okay. Now I want to take you back a bit and ask what caused that breakup? What caused those arguments?
They were just silly arguments.
Trust me. Me, when we sat down, when I sat down and thought about everything, both of us were just insecure.
Yeah.
Because we weren't living together. Now, whenever I would text her and she delays to reply, I'm like, what is she doing?
She's with another man.
Exactly. When she texts me as well. And now for me, I can at least keep but for her.
Now we know. People are saying I'm a good
guy. So you think she's with other girls?
Yeah, and the fact that he's Nyankole, no bad feeling. People would be like, that guy has a little pride in him. So I was like, not with me. Now that's when my mouth would show him.
Wow.
Yeah, but that wasn't the case. It was just that, like he has said, the insecurities. But now, once we got to be together, believe me. But
again, I think we were also young.
Young.
Yeah. Okay.
Quite immature.
So the picture you're trying to paint is that for young couples who are dating intentionally, to avoid silly, stupid arguments, they must stay together and get to learn each other more while they are together because of the insecurities.
No, I think every relationship is tailored differently.
Differently, yes.
Because again, like we said, we were young. We were not immature enough.
Yes.
So I feel like those couples that are getting those fights here and there, the good thing is to, like she said, we sat down and had a very hard conversation. What is causing this and what is causing that? Are you sure you want to be with me for eternity, or you are just here wasting my time? You understand? So I believe that is exactly what these couples need to do, not basically moving in together, because again now that we are
married,
we are born again, we do not encourage couples to stay together
before
marriage. Don't be like us. Because for us, we did get that information, but now we are giving it to you. You but again, we did something very responsible. Had to first involve our parents.
Yes.
And again, in that same year, when we moved in, that same year we did our kwanjula. So again, maybe if you have to move in, you have to move in while taking steps.
Perfect.
Not just moving in and then you are there 10 years, 5 years.
You have children and you're still moving in. Okay. So you said, so after moving in 2021, you did your kwanjula. Okay. And after the kwanjula, when did you start planning for the wedding?
After the kwanjula. Now, after the kwanjula, that is when we start being serious with church. We go to church. We go to Watoto church.
Watoto is my church.
So we go to church a lot. We get a sale.
Yes.
So we got sale. This is a very amazing sale. There are people who are older than us. They can really advise us, like those things. we have married sale as well. So these people of married sale,
they
pushed us
to have the wedding.
Not in a sense of you should have the wedding, but showing the beauty of
the wedding,
sanctifying your marriage. So God, so it was amazing.
And again, even us in ourselves, we kept thinking about it because we got some issues. I'm not sure if it's okay to share.
Oh, it's okay.
We got
like, which other fight?
Oh, sorry. Which year was that?
2021.
2021 December.
Yeah. Christmas, actually.
Christmas time, 27.
Sorry.
26.
So when we got the miscarriage, we were like, maybe we should sanctify our marriage. So when we were just still thinking about maybe we should sanctify our marriage. Now these guys kept telling us, you need to do a wedding. Yeah. So we finally made a decision in 2023.
Yes.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
We finally made a decision and we decided we are going to do it in June this year.
Okay.
So we move on. At first we were really slow about it. We wanted to do a really small wedding, but in planning it kept growing.
Yeah.
You know how you write down your guest list and you're like, I forgot it.
Emeka.
I forgot this.
How did Emeka look at this?
Yes.
So it kept growing like that. But then now, while we did our launch in February.
Yeah.
February this year. So after the launch, that is when I get the diagnosis of the kidney disease.
After the wedding launch.
You
went for a full body count? For full body checkup?
Yeah. That's when I get the diagnosis for the
kidney. So how did it happen? How did that diagnosis happen? Because I think it's like you were feeling okay during the previous time.
I was fine. I was totally fine. I was working normally. Now there were a few things like signs, but which were quite negligible. For example, fatigue. Maybe like taking stairs and you get very tired.
Yeah, and you're panting.
You're panting as if you're from like running or something. Even walking, I would walk and take rests. But then at first I didn't really mind about it. I was like, maybe I actually told her, I am very unfit these days. Now, I start swelling. My feet were swelling. I could no longer put on closed shoes.
Wow.
Yes. So one time we were in a cell, Dr. Helen, our friend, sees me and tells me, Ian, you have edema. It's called edema, the swelling of the body. And for her, I saw she was very worried. So when she told me to see the doctor, I didn't even think twice about it because I could see the worry in her looks. Because she told me it could either be heart disease or kidney disease.
Oh. Okay.
But then she asked me, how is it in the morning or during the day? I told her in the morning I'm okay. Then during the day it keeps worsening. So she says that's most probably kidney disease. So I see the doctor that she told me to see. She's called Dr. Joan.
Yeah.
At Molago. She asked me a lot of questions. I went with my wife. Asked me a lot of questions. Some of them she had to ask her. She kept noting down. Then she wrote me tests to do. I went and did them. She told me either go to Lancet or MBN. So I went to Lancet. I did those tests. I brought them. I sent her on WhatsApp because it was already too late.
Yeah.
And she told me, come and see me tomorrow. So when I went to see her, she referred me to a nephrologist, a specialist of the kidneys.
The kidneys, yeah.
She's got Dr. Bagasha again at Molago. So I went and saw her and she broke it to me that I have to start dialysis. I had heard about dialysis, but I didn't know exactly what it is.
Yes.
But one thing I already knew about it is it was very expensive. It's a very expensive procedure. And at that time, man, I was hopeless, I should say.
How long was that to the wedding?
The wedding was scheduled in June, and that
So
was March.
What?
It was 3 months away. So at first I didn't think about the wedding because now, after the diagnosis, I kind of got worse. Now the doctor she saw it wasn't sitting well with me, the thing of dialysis. So he told me, you go and come back in 2 weeks for review.
Yeah. Did they give you any sort of medicine?
The medicine that they gave me was for helping me with anemia because I was anemic. My blood levels were very, very low.
Yeah.
And high blood pressure. Yeah, and some they're called what? Supplements. Some iron supplements, and zinc and calcium. Because they tell me the chronic kidney disease has no medicine. The only medicine you can get is dialysis or a transplant. So I go back home, but I was in a very, very bad state. First of all, emotional state, very bad. And now again, I don't know why, but in those 2 weeks, I was weaker and weaker. I was dizzy all the time. Of course, sleepy all the time since my blood levels are very
down, yeah.
Could sleep the whole day and the whole night. And I'm still sleepy. Yeah, basically that. So at that time, the wedding was kind of at a pause.
You paused the preparations and everything.
Everything was paused. So we sat down with the committee and discussed, and we said, let us wait until May. Remember, the wedding is in June. Let us wait until May and we see how I am going to be doing.
Yeah.
But we had a WhatsApp group for the wedding. We kept it alive.
Yeah.
But of course, almost everyone knew
that you were not well.
That I'm not well. Because most of them are family and very close friends. So, but then I sat down and thought. So people advised me postpone, others said you cancel until further notice, what. Then I sat down and thought, postponing or cancelling is like telling the devil that you have won this round. We're like, no, we cannot let the devil win, because the reason why in the first place we wanted to do this wedding is to sanctify
the marriage. Yeah.
So even if I'm to die or to live, this sanctification is very vital. So I told them, I think we should keep on with the wedding. Of course, almost everyone didn't understand me, but I argued them out. I told them this is what I want. I need it, me as me. Actually, some of them thought it's my wife who's pushing me for that.
For the wedding.
But she wasn't even saying anything. For her, she said she's ready for anything that I will decide. That's what she'll go with. So I talked to my people, and they were like, okay, it's fine. So we had to organize a very, very small wedding.
How many people?
Not more than 80, I guess.
Not more than 80. Okay.
We had a really, but budget.
I know.
I need to find budget. You see our
budget.
And we were very lucky with our service providers.
Budget.
Everyone was understanding, because most of them are her friends. Everyone was understanding. The cake person, the decor person, the camera guy is also her OB. So everyone was understanding the situation. We're telling them, this, there is this, and there is this.
Yeah.
So this is the budget that we are working with. They are like, Kawa. The lady who did our decor outdid herself. Yeah. On very tiny money, like money that
very little money.
Even it cannot even decorate a birthday.
Oh wow.
She did very good stuff. Very good stuff. So our church, Watoto Church, we offered us a free venue.
Oh.
Yeah, they have a place there. So they offered us a free venue.
At the church?
At the church.
Nice.
So we went from church to church.
From church to church. Yeah.
Reception. So we had a cocktail reception. And the setup was really beautiful. We had the organizing committee are the ones that really thought about the idea of a cocktail reception. At first, I told them, let's just do a wedding. Yeah. And we call it quits. But they said, no, let us do something small for the people that will come. Yeah. So we ate snacks, we took juice. Yeah, and that was it. The MC offered free MCing services. Hey, the guy is called Gava MC, man. He did
I know him.
Good.
You know him? I know him.
Hey.
Yeah.
He did free MCing. Everyone, I mean, we have really been blessed on this journey.
So you said you had snacks. Yeah. There was no food.
There was no meat or soup.
There was no meat or soup.
Or G-nuts or kalo or what?
Snacks were they?
I was going to be surprised if you knew the menu. I was going to be so shocked.
If you came up with the menu, maybe she can do.
So, I think even before we say the menu, even when we were starting to plan the wedding, besides him getting sick and all that, we always wanted, those white things of outdoor,
something small,
something small, very intimate. So even when we saw it coming, we were like, sometimes you say things jokingly, but God is taking note of them. Yeah. So for us, it was a dream come true. Wow. So we had chicken lollipops, we had just skewers, meat skewers. You know those bazongo things.
Even if
we did. So we just had a few people just get a meat skewer, a chicken lollipop, a sombi, a fish finger.
Wow.
Period.
Wow.
We didn't have that food of eat and then buffet. No.
Nice.
And it was so intimate. Like the feedback that we get, because even the people who didn't understand the idea, like we are going to make everyone, like for me, everyone kept on asking, but are you sure this is what you want? And I would get where they are coming from, not in a bad way. They're really rooting out for you, like you should enjoy your wedding. It comes once. And I said, yes, this is what I want. But above all, this is what God wants for me. He wants me to be in a holy marriage, and I am going to do it regardless.
Yeah.
Because whether my husband is sick or not, he does not stop being God.
Wow.
So it was intimate. Everyone was like, this is the only wedding where we see the Mugole. She comes, we jazz, we take pictures.
Beautiful.
We were all over the place.
Wow.
We were asking people, are you well? Are you
There was
okay?
nothing like speeches.
We did, of
did
course,
speeches.
parents and us, but
Yeah.
it was very intimate.
That's nice.
Yes.
So Ian, how are you feeling during that time of your wedding? During that whole week of the wedding, how was your health?
Now, dialysis has kind of helped me with most of the signs that I had, most of the pain that I was going through. Dialysis kind of helps you with that. And by the time of the wedding, I was quite well. The only challenge that I still had was swelling. Swelling of like I would wake up in the morning when my face is really swollen, like I cannot even see properly. My fingers are swollen. My wedding ring almost failed to enter at the altar.
Wow. How did you push it?
I pushed. I was like, you have to be wedded, Sebo.
Yeah. Because they restrict me, the drinks I have taken a day. I have to take half a liter a day
Of water?
of fluids.
Fluids?
Everything. Porridge, tea, water,
Juice?
everything. Half a liter.
Wow.
Not like half a liter of tea,
Juice.
half a liter.
It all
Everything
has
combined half a liter.
half a liter. Wow.
Yeah, but remember, around that time, it was very, very hot. So I'd get a lot, thirsty a lot. So I guess I was over drinking. Now, when I overdrink, I retain all the water that I drink because I'm not making enough.
Yes. Yeah.
So now, when I retain the water, my body swells. So that is the challenge that I had at the time. And now, when I sleep and I like oversleep, like I wake up at like 8, by that time my face is already swollen. But when I wake up early, it isn't. So that day of the wedding, I had to make sure I wake up very early to make sure my face.
But your face is not swelling.
But again, when I look at the pictures, I can see there is
A bit of
of
stain.
course it's not very noticeable. For some, if you don't tell someone, they cannot know. And again, I lost my skin color, but I'm like, as long as I'm still breathing, the skin color doesn't matter.
Yeah. So what kind of?
He was lighter
I used to be
than
very
me.
light.
Oh.
Very light.
You were lighter than her.
Hey,
Wow.
hey.
Wow.
But now my friends call me Omurugwara. Yeah. So on that time of the wedding, the biggest challenge was swelling, surely.
Yeah.
Also the fever, that
Now that week, the wedding was on a
Friday.
Friday.
On Tuesday, Wednesday. On Wednesday, I got a very bad fever. Now I had an infection, a catheter infection. I had it for some time, but I thought maybe it's malaria. I kept treating malaria, but the fever wasn't going. So the infection now I think was worsening. So I got a very bad fever. Shaking as if you are on vibration mode. It was very bad because like by the time it's gone, your whole body aches because every part of your body was like basically on exercise. But now again, that catheter infection it was only giving me fevers, but there wasn't any other sign. Maybe also over sweating. I would like over sweat. Like I have never sweated like that in my whole life. But otherwise, it wasn't giving me any other problems. Now it's after the wedding. That's that weekend, that exact weekend that I go to see the doctor and I tell her I get fevers when I'm on dialysis, and now it has started even when I'm not on dialysis. and she tells me, we might have an infection. So I was given treatment.
That was after the wedding.
After the wedding. I got on treatment for 14 days. Not having a cannula for 14 days.
What?
Every day. For 14 days. I know how men do dislike cannulas.
Cannulas, yeah.
But I had it for 14 days. And after that, the infection was gone.
So you guys never got to enjoy your honeymoon? You never went on a honeymoon?
Man, I think
we are in honeymoon. This is honeymoon.
This is our honeymoon.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so during the wedding day, you were fine.
Yeah, I was fine.
God did it and you got fine.
On the wedding day.
You were okay. Okay. Wow. What a story. What a story. And Jalia.
Yes.
For many women out there,